Hello Game of Thrones freaks and geeks, I'm Kate Calabro and welcome to a brand new episode of The Word from Westeros, exclusively produced for allgeektome.net. This week I'll be chatting all about Game of Thrones Season 5, Episode 2, The House of Black and White. Before getting into this week's discussion points, I will give you your water cooler recap of The House of Black and White. Cersei Lannister gets her first real threat from Dorne regarding the safety of her daughter. Jaime decides to play the hero and travel to Dorne to rescue Marcella, but since Jaime only has one hand, he enlists the help of Bronn. We get our first look at Dorne and its prince. On the road, Dark Sansa and Littlefinger run into Brienne. Sansa refuses Brienne's help, but since Brienne, like everyone else in Westeros, does not trust Littlefinger, she decides to follow them. Jon becomes Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, and not everybody's too happy about it. We get our first look at Arya this season, who finally makes it to Braavos and the House of Black and White. And over in Meereen, Dany's idea of justice might be reminding some people of the Mad King. So this week I'd like to talk about the storylines of Arya and Daenerys. Arya finally makes it to Braavos and makes it to the House of Black and White. It's kind of tested right off the bat when she's denied access to the House of Black and White. After a couple of days chilling outside the house repeating her kill list, she kind of gives up and throws the coin into the water. She hits the village in a very Aladdin-like scene and is approached by a gang of street thugs, only to have the thugs be spooked off by the old grumpy dude from the House of Black and White. She returns back to the House of Black and White, where the old grumpy dude turns into a familiar face who then informs Arya that he is no one and no one is what she must become. So what the hell does that mean? And does that mean that the Arya Stark that we know no longer exists? I don't know. I guess we'll find out in coming episodes, but I'm quite excited to see what happens to Arya, and I think a lot of people think that the Arya storyline is really what's driving season 5 so far. There's a lot of people invested in Arya, so I look forward to see what else we see from Braavos and the House of Black and White. Over in Meereen, I don't know if I'm the only one, I can't be the only one that thinks this, but ever since Daenerys let Lord Friendzone go, she has not been able to properly rule. She keeps doing these stupid hiccup things, and it kind of escalated and boiled over in the house in this previous episode 2, where she holds a public execution and then a riot breaks out in the streets. So Daenerys kind of has to get her shit together and figure out what kind of queen she wants to be, because right now she is serving up a lot of different forms of justice. So I guess we'll see what happens to Daenerys. She really needs to get some better advisors, or just start changing it up, or find Lord Friendzone again. I don't know, maybe you should bring him back and forgive him, even though it was kind of shitty what he did. Think about it, because right now you are like not doing a good job. Even your own dragon flies away from you. Figure your shit out, Daenerys. I want you to come to Westeros. Alright, well that's it for this episode of The Word from Westeros. If you enjoyed this episode and don't want to miss any of the future episodes, please subscribe to All Geek to Me TV on YouTube right now. In addition to checking out all of these episodes, you can also check out some of our additional geeky content, because it's really cool and fun to watch, and watch it right now. So yeah, Game of Thrones airs Sundays at 9 p.m. on HBO. Thank you for watching!